Hello everyone, welcome to the show. How you all doing? I read some of the comments from This Week in Stupid that I gotta say I was really proud of myself. Apparently, I almost injured a dude. Like I managed to injure someone. I guess YouTube is right. You can do online harm. The way I almost injured him is that he was at the gym lifting weights, and I made him laugh so hard that he almost dropped the bell. So yeah, I mean that's an interesting thing. Never happened to me before, but it's nice, Like I try to make people laugh, but I guess like I did a warning on my show now. It's like don't listen to it when you're doing dangerous activities because you might laugh, your belly might jiggle. Uzulu just finished rambling and I start. I'm sorry, I didn't check to see who else is streaming. I guess it's a good thing that I'm streaming after Uzulu then, so that I don't go over his timeline. Don't butt in. When do I stream in 4K? I guess now, but I don't think it's 4K. I don't know if it's 4K. Anyway, right. Let's talk about interesting stuff. Right Wing Watch got banned, and I assume, like this is my take, that they're going to get reinstated because it happens a lot. You see, it happens a lot. You get a left leaning person getting banned from Facebook because like the terms of service applies to them once in a blue moon. And all the right wingers, they're laughing. All the left wingers, it's like, oh, where are all the right wingers? Blah blah blah. And then the person gets reinstated. Why? Because they have connections to the people in the Trust and Safety Council. It's like, if it wasn't for these journalists and leftist activists, the Trust and Safety Council wouldn't exist. Like, if anyone remembers, the way the Trust and Safety Council was even created was because journalists were complaining about online bullying. Now you don't hear anything about online bullying because the only people that online bully are the leftists that try to get people fired. That is the extent of online bullying you have now. So, oh shit, Julie Mora, thank you, Julie. Cheers V. It's hot in Canada today. Send us rain. So yeah, I mean, I wanted to survive this year without air conditioning because air conditioning is kind of expensive here. I mean, it's let me around $250, right? $250. But during the last couple of nights, my fiance couldn't sleep. Like it was really really hot, and she just couldn't fall asleep. So I decided to take some of the money that I was going to use to buy driving lessons and buy her a wedding dress. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's have some air conditioning. I bought the cheapest one, and it's on right now. Hopefully, it's going to make a little bit of a difference because my God, like it's really hot. It's really really hot. Anyway, apparently the system is warning me that the stream's current bitrate is 2677. We recommend that you use a better one. Let me know if there's lag or if the stream is bad because I wouldn't be able to know. I'm in Texas. It's record cool temperatures. I mean, it's kind of weird here in Romania. We had I believe like 3 weeks of nonstop raining. Like I thought that God has finally given up on Romania and is unleashing the flood yet again. And it was like really nasty. Like you couldn't even leave the house. It was almost like rain season. And now it's just like really really hot. I mean it's so hot that a neighbor of mine went with a hose and started spraying on the ground, and steam was coming out. I was like, Jesus Christ. I bet it get even more hotter. So yeah. Let me see something. I'm shadow banned from making comments on videos. They all get auto deleted. You get perma shadow ban if you make verboten comments too many times. Well, meant that you're actually in the lock here because there have been people that told me they lost their account. Like Google would send them a message saying you have been banned. Your account has been banned because you have violated the community guidelines regarding comments. Now, considering the fact that people had accounts for more than 10 years and they've been commenting during all of this time, they really don't know what exactly they did wrong. So it was really bizarre because if you get your Google account banned, well, you lose access to your emails, which is the most problematic thing. Like if you're giving your email to like your boss or clients, or it's really bad if you lose access to that. But You also lose access to your view history, your playlist. So even if you're not a content creator, like getting your Google account banned is bad for some people. And it happened because of their comments. So my advice to people is like make sure like what you're commenting. Um the way censorship works now, it's like most of the time you can still say what you want to say if you phrase it the right way. So you need to talk like your mom is in the room, I guess, you know. But you can articulate the same concepts, the same ideas most of the time. Like other time, probably not. So, yeah. I sent some PayPal money yesterday. Jesus, Matthew, like how much money do you have left? Like Matthew, seriously, the inflation is coming. My God, like I actually have this problem in my family. So, my aunt, who had her uncle pass away from COVID, is now single in a one room apartment, and she's telling me like she's not able to keep up with the prices because they keep going up and up and up and up. The groceries, I mean, right? So it's horrible. I'm planning to help her starting next month, but my God, it's really bad. I mean, I hope things will at least calm down soon. The neighborhood I'm in, you know, I'm in a gated community. The house is exploded. Like my house is now almost double of what I bought it with, and I bought it on a loan, so haven't paid for it yet. But I hope I can finish paying the loan because I managed to make a business. The other thing is like the construction worker, that the guy that's building the neighborhood, is unable to finish it because number one, like the prices for the for wood, steel, and bricks have just exploded. But what's even worse is that he can't find people to work. I mean, he's only getting like what, like three people left that are his. He's building houses, and like one is leaving. So like no one knows what the fuck is going on. Like, why aren't there people wanting to find jobs when unemployment is so high? It's just really weird. Are you proud of Gibbs doing a V in Arch's RP? I haven't seen Arch's RP, so I don't know. The shadow ban sticks to new accounts. It's hardware based. Oh, I see, man. That I see. You must be so happy you bought your house last year. I don't know if I'm going to be happy. Like I'm waiting to manage to finish paying the debt. Now the loan is for 30 years, but I want to pay it at least in 5 because after that, like the loan can go up. But yeah, like if I manage to pay this, it's probably like the best deal I have ever done in my entire life. Like buying a house right now. Selling a house right now is the worst deal you can probably make in your entire life. So there's that. Does your community really have a gate? Sounds redundant. Yeah, the community does have a gate. I mean, it's why it's called the gated community. You can't enter here unless you know someone. It's like you know, I guess like a tenant, you know, in an apartment building, like you need to buzz someone in order to get in. It's really the same. The reason I wanted a gated community, because I'm not this posh, you know, I don't give a shit about gated communities, but it's because of COVID. Like I don't want to be locked up in my house again. I don't want, you know, cops patrolling in front of my house to see when I take my garbage if I got the papers or whatnot. So it's like a gated community. Cops don't get in here. I don't give a shit. Really, that's why. Plus, I could even drive a car here without a license because it's a private road. So you only need a license if you drive in public roads. But anyway, right, so bubble will burst. Now is the time to sell. I disagree, Memnock. I don't think now is the time to sell. I think now is the time to hold. You need diamond hands, Memnock. Diamond hands. A lot of corporations are buying up land. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Inflation is going through the roof. The road's privately maintained as well. Yeah, like we got like a company that you know, does the mopping and stuff. The only bad thing is like the gardening is awful. I don't know how to garden, so I got like a lot of weeds. It looks like a little forest in my backyard. So there's that. The Switch is awesome, Matthew. Thank you. I appreciate it. It finally arrived. I'll show it to you tomorrow. I didn't know you'd be in this chat, but I'll bring it here tomorrow and you're going to see it. It's downstairs. And I don't want to wake the missus by because it's like 12, and if I go down the stairs, she might hear me and wake up. I don't want to wake the dragon. So yeah, the Switch came with Breath of the Wild attached. Like it was in the same package. I got a free game, and I had like someone else giving me money for another game. I bought Sonic. There's a Sonic game there which is quite similar to the one that I played on Sega when I was a kid. And let me see, did I buy something else? Oh yeah, I bought the Mario game because I'm really curious how Mario is like. So yes, I'll show it tomorrow. Hello, Rustam. But yeah, so thank you so much, Matthew. I really enjoy it because I can go out and play it in the garden. Like it's really cool. To be honest, my fiance plays a lot on it. Like she really enjoys it. There we go. We got live chat. Those glasses, slightly chubby Nintendo Switch. I'm a soy boy. Well, you know, maybe I'm one of the good guys. Maybe I'm one of the good soy boys. Did you see Shantae is in Super Smash? I don't like Super Smash. I don't play it, but I'll take a look if Shantae is there. I didn't know that. So let me show you one of the interesting news which came out yesterday. Yeah, thank you, Matthew. I genuinely didn't expect that I would have so much fun with it. Truth be told, I got it more for my fiance because she likes to play simpler games. Like PlayStation games kind of confuse her. Although she plays Tomb Raider, like she gets to play that. She doesn't really understand God of War, so she likes God of War, but she can't play it. So let's see, where is it? Neighbor Street Pigeon. Like I was a little bit amused by what I saw today in the papers. This is from 4 days ago, but apparently, you know, like every now and then I like reading some funny news, like something that just detaches me from politics and whatnot. And you get to see this picture, you know, and you're like, WTFing, even the Romanian press wrote about it. It's like, why is the tree looking like this? What on earth happened here? So apparently there was a tree which was planted on one neighbor's porch, and you know, as trees goes, they extend onto the other property if you plant them too close to the fence. So the next door neighbor complained that pigeons are nesting in the tree, and they're shitting all over his porch. And I'm looking at this and it's like, man, it's such a bourgeoisie thing, isn't it? Like it's such a bourgeoisie, like the feud between two families can just be because of this. And I'm thinking like, man, will I start having to deal with these issues in the future? Because I'm not used to living at a house, okay? Like when I moved here, I when I first moved here, I was like, oh God, I need to turn down the volume to the music because like the neighbors will hear it. And then I'm like, well, hold on a little bit. I don't have neighbors. And then it was like one night I heard banging noises and I'm like, oh, a neighbor is probably, you know, doing something again. Why is the neighbor up at this hour? And then I realized, holy shit, I'm in a house. I don't have neighbors. What the fuck? And I slept like this the entire night. But yeah, so apparently Bharat Mistry 56 said that his next door neighbor had complained of nesting pigeons dirtying his side of the drive. The two tried to reach an amicable solution before the other resident called a tree surgeon. I didn't even know that this profession exists, a tree surgeon. Mr. Mystery Neighbor was unavailable for comment. The other couple asked first for the tree to be removed, but this led to several discussions about trimming it back or installing nets to prevent birds from nesting. Like, can you imagine what a hassle it is to like install a nest to prevent the birds from getting into the tree? That's just okay. How would it even look like a tree covered by a nest? It probably like a tree covered by a net. It probably like ruins the whole thing. Like the whole beauty of the tree gets ruined because you get like the tree with the net on. Mr. Misty made inquiries with tree surgeon and gardeners, but his neighbors of 20 years took it upon himself to call his own arborist. You can imagine when he first did it, we were angry. Obviously, after a couple of days, we calmed down a bit. The tree has since become a tourist attraction after the photos were shared online with people making trips to see it. So now people are going into this town just to see this bizarre tree. To To be honest, like it doesn't really look that bad because I felt like they actually cut like half of the wood as well. But no, like they just cut the branches that were going onto this guy's property. But the tree still looks weird. It looks awful. They're going to be at one another's throats, but it's done. You cannot do it. We've got a war on our hands with these two. No, not really. I mean, it's going to grow back, right? Like that's how trees work. Ann Wells, who also lives on the street, said the neighbor had previously organized children parties together. As far as I know, they got on well together. We've got a lot of pigeons, hundreds of them. We live in the country, and you've got to accept these things. Yeah. So when I actually moved here in this neighborhood, I was thinking about having pets because my fiance really loves birds. Like she comes from a rural area, she really likes chickens and whatnot. And I said, it's like, look, we can't have chickens because like the rooster is going to start singing in the morning and everyone is going to be angry. And then I'm like, okay, maybe we can have pigeons. But upon further introspection, I realized that if I get pigeons here, because like pigeons are very easy to keep. You just feed them, they fly away, they come back, but they shit everywhere. And it's like, yeah, it's going to piss off the neighbors because it's not just the side of the shit, the pigeon shit. It's also like the smell. It smells awful. So yeah. Yeah, but I still don't get it. I mean, that looked like a good compromise. Like both people got what they wanted. So I don't understand like what the problem is. Birds are great. Depends on the bird, I guess. Stupid question, but did you get my PayPal donation last month? Sandman, if your name was Sandman, I don't think I did. I look at my PayPal donation, I try to remember people, so unless you had like a different name, yes, but otherwise, probably not, I'm sorry. I'll check again after this, maybe I missed it, but I don't think I did. Apparently, Julie Mora's neighbor doesn't want her to remove a 100-year-old walnut tree because walnut fall off and might hit his kid on the head. Oh, he wants you to remove the walnut tree. Well, if it's on your property, you can tell your neighbor to fuck off. Like what? Just tell the kid not to go under the walnut tree. Honestly, like some parents are so overly protective, aren't they? I mean, when I was a kid, we actually had walnut fights at the schoolyard. Like you would go to the schoolyard during autumn and it looked as if it's raining because everyone was throwing walnuts at each other. And they hurt really bad. And one day, like one of them cracked the window of the principal's car, and after that, like no one was allowed to play with walnuts. You can make gunpowder out of pigeon poop. That's how acidic it is. I did not know that. That is interesting. Let's see. You could read the 4chan pasta with a guy who got 2 flocks of crows fighting each other. I didn't know that. All right. Last week, microphone review audio guy had his personal Gmail banned, and that removed access to his 800,000 subscriber channel. It was a mistake and restored because he knows people. Yeah, it's pretty much how it is. Like, this is my take on Right Wing Watch getting banned. It's probably going to be in the video tomorrow. You get like all these lefties that are encouraging social media to ban people. Now, the problem is that social media can't hire people like humans in order to do the banning. So they usually use the algorithm. And the algorithm, more often than not, it glitches and it bans people it's not supposed to ban. So what ends up happening is, like, if you're a big enough celebrity, like if you have the ability to create a big enough stink about it, then you get your channel back. If you don't have enough clout, if you can't make a big stink about it, well, then tough luck. Doesn't matter if you're a left-leaning or right-wing person. I've seen a lot of unfair bans and a lot of things that shouldn't have happened. And, well, again, if the person isn't big enough, then tough stuff. So anyway, let me show you something beautiful, right? Like this has to be the most beautiful thing that I have ever seen in my life. I think like this is the most accurate flag that I have ever seen. So it really shows the encroachment of Marxist ideology upon the LGB community, because it used to be LGB, if you don't know, right? It was just like sexualities, and then the T was added. Like, transgenderism has nothing to do with sexuality. In fact, they actually say, well, you can be like trans woman that's a lesbian, so like trans has nothing to do with sexuality, and they added it here. And then they added like black and brown. Like, what does race have to do with all of this? And the answer is, it's like, well, it's the intersectionality aspect, right? But what I like to see is that the LGBT flag is just being eaten away by the Marxist ideology, to the point where you now only have like half of the LGBT flag, and the rest is just ideological encroachment. Like, this is a beautiful flag. I think this should be an art piece. I genuinely do. Like, it belongs in a museum, right? Like, if I was a teacher teaching history, like the time period that we live in now, I would show them this flag, and I would just, yeah, like, this is how Marxism just co-opts everything. Everything needs to be co-opted and turned into theory, and made it so that it only produces theory. It was always Marxist. Not really. I mean, imagine like if you go into Saudi Arabia now, where gay people are oppressed. I'm pretty sure that they legitimately want equal treatment and equal rights. But it's like, once the activists get their hold in, and then they start subverting the movement. I mean, atheism wasn't about Marxism in the beginning, so there you go. Yeah, exactly, Slim. Everything else surrounding the rainbow. Yeah, pretty much. And you get to see, like, now you have like corporations that are pushing this ideology when they really don't care about the ideology. Like, where were the corporation 10 years ago? So that is it. How long are you going to do the Hilto Express? How long are you going to do the Hilto Express before your next driving exam? I failed my first time on parallel parking too. Dude picked the worst crowded curve. It literally the same with me. Like, they made me parallel park in a crowded curve, but I didn't really complain about that, because it's like, well, when you have a car, there's very little places where you can parallel park. So if it's a curve, it's a curve. But I think I need to get like 5 more driving lessons, and they each cost $20. Like, the problem with this is that my fiance also does driving lessons with me. So that's $20 times 5, that's $100. So I need to get $200 now in order to continue before I can do the exam again. And I need it until, I think it's November. Like, it's a lot of time. It's so out of whack because of COVID. Man, I really hate this. So yeah, like, if you need to wait several months before you can get the driving exam again. If it wasn't for COVID, like, I think you could schedule it within 2 weeks. So you just take like 5 more lessons and then just do the exam. But now, not so much. Let's see what else we got. My booster seat made me fail. Oh, it's like, from what I noticed, like, in my city, it's a 20% promotion rate. So out of 100 people, only 20 get the driving exam. Let's see what else we can talk about. Oh yeah, so there's this whole thing with journalists losing their jobs, and it's kind of weird because this time you don't even see them cry that much on social media. And by the way, I don't really like seeing people losing their jobs, but given that I know some of these check marks have actively promoted others losing their jobs, I don't really feel that much empathy. Still, it's not cool, right? But I noticed that this time they're not really commenting about it on social media, because I think like last time they did it, people were laughing at them. So now they're like giving up. But I got a solution. I really got a suggestion for all of these journalists that are being fired. Like, it's a tough thing, right? I understand, but there's good news. Okay, there is good news, because right now police stations are hiring. And from what I gathered, like last year, journalists are absolute experts on policing. Like they know exactly what a police officer should have done given the situation. I have seen so many journalists just come out and say, all right, they look at a video footage and they're like, this is what the cop should have done, blah, 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 blah. So they have a passion. Like I see a lot of these journalists, they have a passion and an inclination towards police work. So if you get fired and laid off as a journalist, I consider becoming a police officer, especially in Minneapolis and New York City. I understand like the benefits are really great in those areas, especially like you can get a pension. In some places you even get a gold watch when you retire. So given the fact that journalists are such experts on policing, they don't even need additional training. Just put them on the streets. Just give them a badge, a gun, and put them on the street. They will never even use the gun because they're against police violence, right? So they will accurately manage to police these neighborhoods far better than the previous officers have ever managed to. So no, not learn to code. They don't like to code, okay? Like journalists don't like to code. No, just put them to patrol the streets. Learn to cop. Yes, literally, they don't even need to learn to cop. They don't need to learn to cop. They already know. Because I read their articles, like they're experts, you know. Like, I just think every single journalist should be a policeman. You know what? Like, I mean, they already have the badge, they already have the blue check mark. Just put that blue check mark to use. Put it to good use. You know, like maybe they should keep it if they become a police officer. They can have like the blue check mark on top of their head because they love enforcing the laws as well. Like you see a journalist out there and they're like. Okay, well, the terms of service, this person broke the terms of service and that person broke the terms of service. And I noticed on YouTube, this guy said that and that guy said that. They're really excellent as police officers. They are going to make the crime go away. They're going to make beautiful utopias from cities if they manage to actually put their talents to good use. Guess Right Wing Watch really believes in my private company. Right Wing Watch is going to get reinstated, mark my words. Okay, by the end of this video, Right Wing Watch is probably going to be back on YouTube. I think it was an algorithmic mistake, and if it wasn't, they're probably going to use their connections in order to get their thing reinstated. Oh yeah, I think maybe like the journalists, once they get into the police station, they can climb the ranks and reach the post of captain. And once they reach the post of captain, they can be called Captain Hindsight. That is the position for the journalist. Are you all going to do an RPG or are they gone? So it's very difficult to get Sargon to do an RPG because he actually works for a living. He's got a newspaper now. And I myself am pretty busy. You know, I do 3 videos a day. Don't really have time. So the answer is no, unfortunately. I don't think we are going to do another RPG.
ce să investești în acțiuni?
I missed the super chat from Trey Daniel? No, I didn't miss the super chat from Trey Daniel. I did it. Trey, if I missed the super chat from you, let me know. Yeah, I do think like people need to encourage right now. Like the journalists need a lot of advice. You know, like they like to give advice to people. And I just feel like they help me out in a time when I didn't know what to do. They gave me a lot of advice. So now I give them advice as well. If you don't know what to do, apply for the job of a police officer. Just become a police officer. I mean, look, Minneapolis needs you. If it's not Minneapolis, then try New York. New York is actually really great. I mean, it's a blue city, you know, democratic. Really needs your wisdom there. All right, so there is this controversy that's going on with a U.S. general saying that he doesn't like the fact that critical theory is getting banned in a couple of states. And the reason he doesn't like it is because he says just because you disagree with it doesn't mean you have to ban it, right? And then he says that he read Mao Zedong, he read Karl Marx, and that doesn't make him a communist, right? He read those books in order to understand them. Right, so he's probably the type of person that reads far left in order to understand the far left, which is fair enough. I'm only curious, you know, given the fact that the Biden administration has decided to take a firm stance against white nationalism, is this general also reading white nationalist literature in order to understand it? Not to be converted, you know, but I'm really curious. I mean, is he reading David Duke or any of these white nationalists to understand them? Not to, Is it doing that? Probably not, because I think he would be fired. I think he would be fired. I think this is the type of gentleman that reads far left in order to understand the far left, reads far left in order to understand centrists, and reads far left in order to understand the far right. I think that might be the case, you know? But other than that, he's a very open-minded individual. Yes, clearly. Just... like, it was the most hilarious thing that I have seen. It's like, oh, yes, I read these communist books. That doesn't make me a communist. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure, you know. Like, do you also read Mein Kampf in order to... No, probably not. Okay, I understand. The thing with critical race theory, I'll tell you why I'm okay with banning it. Critical race theory, you have all these professors, these academic professors that advocate for silencing dissent. I mean, the idea of safe spaces comes from critical race theory. The idea of inclusion by banning everyone that disagrees with you is from there. So it's not a free speech tolerant ideology. No, it's a very aggressive and activist type of ideology that advocates for silencing dissent. So you can't have the marketplace of ideas while that shit exists. I'm sorry, no, it's like, it's the comeuppance. It's the only way to fight against it. Like, normally you have the marketplace of idea, but CRT killed the free marketplace of idea. There is no more marketplace of idea. So in order to reestablish the marketplace of idea, you need that. Think of it this way, okay? It's my favorite example, you know, because I use CRT in order to explain CRT. You know when the leftists say we need inclusion? Like, we need inclusion in video games, so we need to kick out all the racists and blah, blah, blah. I think we need inclusion in the universities. We need a little bit more inclusion in the universities, and in order to reach that, we need to kick out the bigots, which are the CRT people. I didn't watch the whole inquiry. I don't know, Tomba. I think I got the gist of it, because I saw a big chunk. Like, was I wrong when I just addressed this? Like, if you know anything else that I don't, please let me know. Oh my god, look at Lapko. I just read Mein Kampf to understand Judaism. Yeah, it's pretty much like that. Yeah, I wonder if you would have gotten away with that line. You know, I wonder if you would have said, yeah, fuck me. To be honest, like, Karl Marx had also some really interesting takes on Judaism as well. But it's pretty much like, yeah, when you read the far left in order to understand, you know, the center or the right, it's literally like saying, yeah, I read Mein Kampf in order to understand Judaism. It makes no sense. Or I read, like, feminist literature in order to understand men. It's like, no. It's kind of like my private property argument that since we don't have a free market, no complaints can't really just do whatever they want. It's not really my private company when it's sponsored by the taxpayer money. Right? So this is literally taxpayer sponsored shit that we're talking about. No one is stopping them from creating a private university that's detached from the taxpayer and push CRT. Like, they actually freaked the hell out in Hungary because Hungary stopped funding CRT there, and they were like, oh my god, well, Hungary is banning CRT. No, they're not banning it. Like, it's still allowed. Just start your private university. Oh, no one wants to go there. Oh, I see. I listen to Zizek and I'm not a communist. No, I get the argument, by the way. Like, I completely understand the argument. Like, you should actually listen to the other side. You know, you should listen to the Young Turks. You should listen to whatever you want. That's not the point. The point is that they don't believe that you should listen to whatever you want. Like, if they would see me read Mein Kampf, they would freak out, even if I don't believe what's written there, right? And I haven't read it, but, like, I remember, like, there was this controversy on the BBC, like, a famous person, that they had, like, a heretical book in their bookshelves. I don't even know who it was, and, like, the media freaked out. They don't believe that you should actually be able to listen to anything you want, because they don't believe that you have the brain capacity to pick and choose. Like, they don't think you are a smart person to make educated decisions. Despite not being a centrist, I am interested in knowing what centrists are thinking on the other side. Yeah, I mean, I went to Destiny's Discord server just to talk with left-leaning people. Like, you should go out of your bubble, all right? Like, just because you're reading certain literature doesn't make you a bad person. It might, like it might. I mean, a person reading the Communist Manifesto might be a communist, but that doesn't mean just because he's reading the book, he is a communist. I mean, I read the Bible and I'm an atheist. I don't get it. Like, I understand the argument, but at the same time, I know they don't believe it like that. They're fine. Lindsay submitted feminist Mein Kampf and it was accepted. Oh yes, but they had to modify. Like for them, a lot of things are dog whistles. But it also goes to show that they generally don't understand the opposite side. Because like when I was an atheist, I read the Bible just to know the Bible, and to be able to make arguments against religion, I had to read what the Bible says, and it was also to know like, hey, maybe I'm wrong, like maybe the Bible can convince me that is true. But you're not allowed to do this now. Like if I'm willing to bet if I were to have like a heretical literature reading, if I were to start reading Dr. Seuss on YouTube, I might get banned, for pushing white supremacy or whatever the fuck Dr. Seuss is banned for. Yeah, Dr. Seuss is problematic. That's how I discovered ANCAP ideology. It began to make sense, but I still need to understand how neocons think, etc. Yeah. You've never read the entire Bible. No one has. Well, I never understood this. Like, oh, you never read the entire Bible. I did actually read it. I even read the fucking numbers. Do you know how awful reading through the numbers is? It's like, no, you can actually read the entire Bible. It's not impossible. And I don't think no one has. My grandmother has, for example. My grandfather has. And I read it. And I'll tell you why I read it. It's like when I was a kid, there were no comic books. I really liked Jesus. He had superpowers and shit. And there was literally nothing else to read in my entire grandmother's house that I would actually understand. Not that I did understand when I was a kid about the Bible, but still. Sam Cedar. Oh yeah, like Sam Cedar is the another person that advocates for censorship. Like I actually listened to Sam Cedar a little bit, and he was talking about how if it was up to him, like he would ban all the political channels off YouTube. Why would you want to debate such a person though? Why would you want to blow air to such a toxic ideology? Like this person is not going to have an honest debate. Like he's going to try to use the terms of service to get you banned. No, like I definitely think that Crowder did nothing wrong in that situation, right? Like if you want to have an honest debate with someone, sure. But if that person just wants to destroy your livelihood and then just get you off the platform like an inquisitor, especially when the TOS is on his side, then absolutely not. Oh yeah, there is good advice in the Psalms. I agree. But anyway, let me just see if I can talk about other topics. Man, it's really difficult doing this and also This Week in Stupid, because most of the topics that I talk about are already covered in This Week in Stupid. I think I should try starting playing some video games now that I become so boring that I can't even get 300 people watching me. Maybe I can start playing video games again. It's kind of difficult. Like playing video games on a stream is a lot more difficult than playing video games by yourself, because you also need to interact with the stream. So Sam Cedar uses the debate me bro tactic to try to grow his crappy channel. Oh yeah, Vosh used to do that. Like Vosh used to do the debate me bro thing, and once he became big, he's like, okay, now I'm not debating people, because if I debate smaller people, then I give them air and then I make them grow and blah blah blah. YouTube has a hidden social credit score. It was leaked years ago. I remember something like that. But I don't think like now it matters as much. Like if you look at YouTube search algorithm and you search for something, most of the things you find are corporations. So there's that. I don't have Scarlet Nexus and I don't even know if I would like it. So I don't like Vermintide. There's some lag between like the impact of hitting one of the rats and them actually taking damage. Play the game with the lady with the big fun bags. I already finished that. It's 7 a.m. here. The timing is probably having an effect. I don't know. I used to have like 300 people watching me all the time. I think it's that I deleted a lot of live streams. Maybe I'm not as entertaining when I'm talking. You know, I'm not making people laugh all the time. So maybe that's why I'm getting less people watching me now. I don't know what the infectious madness of Dr. Decker is. Vosh is still a debate me, bro, but only to bigger channels. Yeah, because the thing was, like, from what I understand, like, Vosh was, like, you know, trying to debate Count Dankula. Like, his shtick was very similar to what the IBS people would do. Like, you would put a label on someone, like, accuse Count Dankula of being a fascist or whatever, far right. And then, like, Count Dankula was supposed to come on Vosh in order to, quote-unquote, defend himself. And that is how he grew his channel. Now, when he became big, he said that he's not going to debate people anymore because he doesn't want to, you know, give air to others. And I remember Short Fat Otaku wanted to debate him, and I don't know what happened with that. I can't look it up on Steam during a stream, man. Like, just calm down. Arch is on his Traps channel right now. I'm currently replaying the first Deus Ex with Revision Mod. Great game. Probably not going to play Deus Ex, though. You change the schedule again. People don't like it when you change the program. I get it. You know, it's kind of hectic. Like, my life was quite difficult now, and it's still difficult. I need to finish the driving test, which kind of kills me, to be honest. I need to finish the driving test, get ready for the wedding, do all the preparations, buy a wedding dress. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to manage to stay on time every day. Dress like a furry on VR chat. I don't have VR chat. Now, if I were to play something, there's a couple of games that I would like. Shadow Warrior is actually really good. I want to play the second because I understand they're making a third one. I want to play... Oh, you know what game I could play? Like, this is a really cool game, but I don't think it's out yet. Police Simulator, I think. I mean, this game really screams America. Let me see if I can find it. It's kind of weird that activists aren't freaking out about it yet. Let me see if I can. Did they take it off the main page? I think they might have took it off the main page because people were whining about it. You're basically a cop and you're beating up protesters, and I kind of get why there's a little bit of a controversy. Oh, here I get it. It's not on the main page anymore, but it's still there. So this is something that I would definitely like to stream. I mean, remember when I was talking about, what was it? What was that game? The one after Brexit. Legion. Yes, Watch Dogs Legion. And in Watch Dogs Legion, it showed like a guy in black, like in a military equipment, beating up you know, an innocent bystander. And I was like, why can't I have a game where I play as that guy? Why can't I play as that? I mean, there are games where you get to play as the villain, right? Let me show you what I mean. Hold on, because it's not making it justice unless I show you guys. So Watch Dogs Legion trailer, right? So I'm watching this. This guy running. No, hold on. This is not the proper trailer, I guess. I'll find it in a second. Just give me a sec. Watch Dogs Legion cinematic trailer, gameplay overview trailer. Yeah, I think this is the one. Yeah.
Our London town, a modern metropolis built on history and prosperity. Only took 12,000 years to build it up, and one night to tear it all down.
Oh my God. Listen up. Get all your units to move in and lock down the city.
He's kindly stepped
Yeah, so like, why can't I play with these guys? You know, like, why can't I play these guys?
up to establish order.
Yeah, like, why can't I be the ones that establish order?
Understand this.
I will not allow anyone, not even myself, safe.
I mean, look at this. Look at this. I want to be this guy in a video game. I want to play as this guy.
Stop at nothing to
Look, this is the character that I want to make.
permanently control the city.
And now finally, there is a game where that came true. There is finally a game. Because, like, I already played everything, alright? It's just out of boredom. I mean, you get to play as Arthas in some video games, and you get to, you know, like, kill all the people in Lordaeron and shit. Why can't I play that guy? And thank you, Bear. I really appreciate the donation. I did not see that extra special, no. So, yeah, in the original StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War, you play as the Boot. No, you don't play as the Boot. You play as the Rebels, I think. Again, you play as the Rebels. No, I do want to play as the Boot in one game. In one game. Is it so? Is it too much to ask? Just one game. Just one. Okay? No more. Not 2 games, not 3 games. Just one game where I play as the Boot. And apparently, there is now such a game. And I'll be showing you this, the trailer for it. Here we go. Look how awesome this shit is.
We're here to protect the city.
See, I want to protect the city. That's what I want to do. I want to stay between the noble businessman and the virgin rioter. That's what I want to do. You know, like these people, they're peacefully rioting. You're leaving them alone. Alright.
People are mad. They lose their jobs. I understand them.
Uh-oh. Time for law? Time for law? Oh my god, +1 intimidating the crowd. +4 aggression. It's time to get you where the prosecutor is not going to charge you of anything. Unless you've been deputized and then the Agentes Federales is going to take your case.
We're here to stop the aggression.
Scare the protesters that you will use force. Inform the protesters that the demonstration is illegal. Request them to leave.
Alright, the street's been closed off.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
They say I serve the system, but it's my job. I serve the law.
You serve the law. You're an officer of the fucking law. I mean, you know, what more can you ask? Look at this game. Just look at this game.
When did this turn into a...
What was that? Hold on. +2 aggression, +1 intimidating the crowd. The motherfucker assaulted you. Like, this is assaulting a police officer.
When did this...
Why aggression? I guess this is how the media sees it. You know, this is the CNN. This is the CNN image.
Turn into a war.
This. Oh my god. Oh. I wonder if you can upgrade this. I wonder, like, if you get money from the politicians, then you can get like a better water cannon. This one.
Are we still in control?
Oh, is this the one with the rubber bullets? Look at him. Like, well, he was asking for it. My god, look at the professionalism. Like, this is really awesome professional. Like, shooting him and not it making him end up in a hospital. Like, he gets up afterwards. Okay, so he didn't kill him. Okay, he got up again. Oh, I want to do this. I want to look at. You know what would be cool? If you actually get like a multiplayer and you can play as like some gang leaders in order to rile up the crowd, or you can play as the police officer. But I'm telling you this, okay? I've called this a couple of months ago. I said, remember like in the 70s when you had the same shit happening in the United States? You had like a lot of lawlessness and crime because they were pushing for like, what was it? Sensitivity training for cops, and cops who did their job would get prosecuted by the media. You then had like a lot of movies that were all about BTFOing criminals like Dirty Harry, RoboCop, Demolition Man. And it seems we're going to get that again. Like, we might actually get the same again, where you have, like, you get to play as the cop, or you get to play as on the side of the law. And, yeah. I find it interesting. What can I say? Play as the FBI to instigate the riots. Yeah, the cops versus the FBI. That would be fun. You know, like, you play as an FBI agent, you infiltrate one of the riots, and you try to rile people up. Steam took down Jesus Strikes Back 1 and 2. I didn't know that. It's an artistic taboo to punch down. It has potential, though, lots of potential. Yeah, I want a game where I punch down. I'm really tired of playing games where you punch up. Like, it's a video game, okay? I want to do something I don't do in real life. It's kind of funny because a lot of people complain about these types of video games, but they don't complain about a video game like, I don't know, Call of Duty, where you murder over 100 people. That was the 70s. Yeah, the 70s. Look at the 70s New York City. That place was bad. Let me look at New York City 70s. New York City 1970. Financial crisis. I mean, I don't really get to see what am I supposed to be looking at? I mean, it looks better than now, I guess. Meh. I mean, people are dressed differently according to the times, but oh, you mean this? I don't know. I mean, I know it's bad because I hear from it and you can read about it, but I don't see pictures that show it being bad. And like this was like, can you imagine? I don't understand going to a cinema to see an X-rated movie. Like, isn't it really weird? Like, going in a cinema and you sit on a chair and you watch like a porn movie with other people around you. Like, it's probably like the weirdest thing. I can't even watch a porn movie with my fiance, even if she would want to. It's just like, no, it's my time. Go away. I need business to attend to. What the fuck? It's just like weird. Oh, he means the crime statistics. Yeah. Trump bought real estate in that dip? Man, like, anyone with money bought real estate in that dip. Oh, like in the 1970s. I understand. Michelle Guevara, we riot better than that. Yeah, you probably do the Far Cry 5 type of riots, eh? Sounds like hentai with the bros. No, I don't want to do hentai with the bros. I want to play a game where you assassinate Stalin. The closest you can get to that is Red Alert. Yeah, Red Alert 1. Yeah, in Red Alert 1 you can assassinate Stalin. Is there another? I don't think there is. No, yeah, just Red Alert 1. That's the game that I recommend you. I want to break the rules. Is it a demon? Well, no, but like you play games for escapism, right? Like, that's why you play video games. By the way, let me see what the people are saying on Steam about this game. I'm really curious now. So, Riot Control Simulator, view discussions. Oh my god, the communists are so fucking salty about it. They are so fucking salty. Bootlicker's wet dream. This kind of authoritarian cultural propaganda is why so many people oppose basic police reforms. Motherfucker, if you have a business in a city or a car parked in a city and some twats decide to burn it down, I think you'd be praying for the cops to intervene. Can I beat people in handcuffs? Jesus. I think that there was like that game, what was it? Red Dead Redemption, where you had a gaming YouTuber like do all sorts of violent things and he got banned from YouTube because he punched a feminist. So yeah, maybe maybe we're going to get a little bit of that. In the trailer, the office says that people are losing their job. Does that mean you will have an option to resign from your job, essentially forfeit the game? Yeah, you can press Alt F4. Oh my fucking god. Like, man, the leftists are so salty of it. Give us multiplayer. Yeah, I would love multiplayer. It should be like cops versus the FBI. You get to play as the FBI, you infiltrate the mob, and you try to antagonize the mob, get them to attack. You must make it. Show through of another side from the barricade. Show them that humans, they are both sides. Don't surrender. Don't stop yourself. Just do it. Yeah, there's a lot of pushback against this game. What are the riots about? Will there be real topics like BLM, Nazi riot? I don't want it to like be real topics. I don't want the riots to, like, I don't want it to be this political. You know, it's a game that works. You don't have to make it political. Let the modding team make it political. Like, if modders want to make it about like Marxism or like far right or whatever, let the modders do that. Don't make it political, please. Just like leave it at that, because then it's even more funny when the communists get salty. Is there any reason to buy this? Is it going to have PvP and mod support? Okay, that's a legitimate question. This in VR. I love it. Looks awesome. Hyped. Needs co-op support. Mod support. Yeah, it should have mod support. I definitely agree. And people like it. Yeah. It's kind of a small game right now. Like, not a lot of people know about it, I guess. And I don't even know, like, what is it going to be. Like, I hope it's going to be more than, I don't know, like a 1 hour novelty game. I don't even know the studio that makes it. It's called Ultimate Games, so probably not a big studio. I did add it to my wish list, so. All right. The rules are not made to be broken. They are made to break you. The devs answered to this topic. They are pretty based. I didn't know that. The trailer for the other game is a click away. Plaza VTuber. Oh, then voters are homophobic class supremacists. Changed my mind. Democratic voters are homophobic class supremacists. There was like I think a Democrat that went on Fox News complaining that the city council allowed homeless people gathering on a beach. And I'm like, I don't think that's the main problem. Like, the main problem is that your state has way too many homeless. Like, every single state has homeless people. But when it comes to California, like, the number is just insane. It's unacceptable. So it means that the leadership is doing it wrong. Are you following what's happening with the U.S. market and BlackRock? Yeah, I know. The U.S. market, like the housing prices are exploding, and people are selling because they couldn't have, they couldn't make ends meet during COVID. And BlackRock is buying all the property, and they're going to rent it rather than sell it. Yeah, I'm aware. I finally found a way to pay some Romanian taxes. Also did subscribe star thingy. Didn't disavow driving and keep it real, brother. Thank you, Dick Cheesehead. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to take driving again. It's just that I need to gather a little bit of money because now I invested everything in an air conditioning. I look for you for new game reviews. Only game I'm looking forward to right now is Metroid Dread. E3 was such a dumpster fire. There were a couple of good games at E3, so I want the new God of War. And I think like, what was it? Elden Ring, that was really good. Ratchet and Clank wasn't bad. Yeah, there's like a couple of, I would say, interesting games, but yeah, I mean, E3 was overall very bad. Especially like GTA, you know, the company that makes GTA, like they didn't show a single game. All they talked about was diversity, inclusion, and equity. I love how they're seething over that game, but they all love Papers, Please, and Orwell. Oh my god, that is such a good point. I guess like Papers, Please, and Orwell wasn't that visceral. Like you could still play as the good guy. I don't know if in this game you can play as the good cop. You will, alright, you should do an Odyssey stream where you can be totally uncensored. Yeah, probably. I don't know how many people would join. The main problem with being uncensored is, like, I'm really sure they're going to do, like, cross-realm platform banning soon, so it is what it is. I guess it's up to the newer channels, to the smaller channels, to be able to be edgy and grow, just so they can be banned 4 years afterwards for something they said in the past. We taking the air conditioning field just like America. AC is nice. Yeah, AC is very nice. And you make Greta Thunberg upset. Anyway, right. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it, especially the super chats. Didn't expect that many today. And I'll see you all tomorrow on my main channel.